a rose. It's still a rose. Baby girl, you're still a flower. He can leave you, then take you, make you, then break you. Darling, you hold the power. It's what I am, it's what I am. Without him, your life goes on. 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 Come on now. Remember that, ladies. Without him, your life goes on. Y'all tell me who sings that song. I'll give you a shout out next week's Real Housewives of Atlanta review. Hopefully they don't take no more breaks. Speaking of shouts out from our last review, which was episode 7, and this is episode 8, I think. Child, who knows? I think it is though. We'll give us some shout outs to my girl Stephanie McNeil for the song that I was singing in that review, and it was Jamie Foxx's song Unpredictable, 2005. Such a good year for music, 2005. Y'all know 2005 was when Mariah released Emancipation of Mimi, darling. It's a little belching moment. Let me... It's up in the morning, child. Some people on TV trying to take our money, them preachers and things. I see the horns coming out their scalps as they speak. Okay, but anyway, let me also give a shout out to my girl Ty Bivens, Jamie Foxx, Unpredictable, 2005. So yes, child. Now, I remember seeing scenes from last week or the week before that, whenever they showed scenes of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, the next episode, that Portia Williams was supposed to be licking Ricky Smiley in the mouth. I mean, I'm glad they didn't show that, just for, you know, people were eating and stuff, you know, who knows how that would have happened, you know, how that would have, you know, ended up, but, you know, but it's just like, I don't know if they was just teasing us. I don't know if I missed a clip in this episode. I don't think I did, but I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. So maybe it's just something they did to just reel us in to get us to watch this week. Because I was looking for that clip where Portia was licking Ricky in the mouth, but they ain't never show it. I was like, well, I guess. Happy New Year, y'all. How y'all doing? Y'all all right? I'm all right. You know, trying to hang in there, trying to lose weight, doing what I can. You know, still black, so that holds its own challenges, don't it? Just trying to live life. Without him, your life goes on, right? Without him or her. Okay? Let's not be sexist, people. Okay, so this episode began with Kenya Moore and Sheree. Kenya Moore, she is milking the hell out of this whole domestic violence thing. Now, obviously, domestic violence is a real thing. I have people in my family who have experienced it. I have friends who have experienced it. I know of other people who, you know, it's just a real thing, domestic violence. And I'm not trying to take away anything from Kenya Moore and Matt's situation, but Kenya, you know you're using this for a storyline, sis. And I'm actually a part of Twirl Nation on Facebook, I believe. I actually really like Kenya, but I'm a very fair person, and I just have to read when I have to read, when I feel like it's appropriate. And in this case, you know, she's using that whole thing like, Kenya, you really blowing that whole thing out of proportion. But Kenya knows, Kenya's the type of person that will attack you and verbally attack you and attack you and attack you till you slap her. Then she want to cry wolf and play the helpless woman, like Daphne on Scooby-Doo. That's how she do. And I know a lot of people like that. And it's just like, girl, stop. If you're really not about that life, don't act like you're about that life. You can't just be slapping all these men in the face and expect for them to walk away from you. You know, it's simple, like, human thing. If I ain't did nothing to you, why the hell are you slapping me? Now, mind you, the man should be hitting the woman, and he should be walking away, yada to the yada. But I mean, it's only so many cuss words gonna be called. Only so many times you gonna be slapping my face. It's only gonna be so many times you kicking me in my private areas. It's only so many times you gonna be spitting in my face. Only so many times if I have to take your soul out, snatch your soul out, you know. That just brought up a whole nother topic, y'all. That's obviously not Kenya's situation, you know, but I'm just saying, y'all. So yeah, she's having this whole PSA that she wants to put together for women, you know, who have dealt with domestic violence from men. I was like, okay, cool. And so she invited Sheree. We all know Sheree's dealt with a very real thing with Big Black Bob. And you know, whatever. One thing I want Sheree to do though, before she did this PSA, before she continued with her life, is I want Sheree Whitfield to stop wearing those ice blonde, platinum blonde, Ukrainian blonde wigs. I'm so sick and tired of those wigs on Sheree. Sheree, you don't look good as a blonde. You just don't. Maybe you need a darker shade of blonde. Maybe that's it. Everybody has to find their shade of blonde that works for them. Every shade of blonde is not going to work for them. But most of the time, I will say this, that very ice blonde look, real white blonde, don't look good on black girls. I will say that. Sometimes it works, you know, depending on the session or the look or whatever you're trying to give. Sometimes it works, but a lot of times it don't, and you just end up looking like a Black and Mild or something at the end of a Black and Mild. You know, the part that you know, smoke with. So I don't know. Everybody should just, you know, find their shade. Do what you want to do. You're grown, whatever. But, you know, just find your right shade. Get some opinions of people. Stop having all them yes men around her. So anyway, Sheree came in with the ice blonde hair, but I like that little jumpsuit moment she had on. It was cute. And so they're talking to Derek Blanks. He's a famous photographer. He's done a couple of videos and stuff too. He's really talented. So they're talking to him, and you know, they're just trying to get everything together. He ends up leaves. They end up talking about the little PSA and everything a little bit. My eye just randomly twitched, y'all. I don't know, my eyes are crazy. My vision is terrible. You know, but I'm still here, right? I'm still here. I'm still here. I walk out. Y'all remember Michel'le? I used to do my R&B Divas LA reviews and R&B Divas Atlanta. Y'all remember Michel'le? Something in my heart has got me hooked on you. I miss R&B Divas. I used to love doing those reviews anyway. So they're talking, you know, Kenya Moore, you know, she always has to kind of throw a dig in there. Sheree was just like, well, I just want to make some things clear. Are we working on this together? Like, and Kenya was just like, oh, well, yes, we're working on it together, but I'm still in charge, and you can be my intern. Want to be my assistant? Go get me some tea. Thanks. Of course, the Grand Dame, Sheree Whitfield, wasn't going to fall for that. I wouldn't have fell for that either. I mean, come on. But, you know, of course she wasn't going to fall for that. But, you know, King is just extra, and she has to be in charge because she knows everything, and, you know, she's done it all, yada to the yada. But, you know, they was just playing back and forth or whatever. So it was cute enough. So we're moving on to Marlo and Nene. You know, Marlo and Nene came in, you know, two big old gay men. Yas, cooking and clacking and fashion this and fashion that. And, you know, how the big girls do. So they're talking, and Nene sits Marlo down. And Nene was just like, well, Kenya's having a PSA. And Marlo was just like, she used that as an opportunity to try to comfort Kenya. She was just like, oh, Kenya's doing a PSA on what? On the fact that her husband is not real. I'm like, Marlo, that was a little weak. Your ass still ain't got no peach. Shut up. But apparently, according to Marlo's still getting paid, even though she's not an official housewife. I don't know. I guess. You've been an extra for so long, I would think you would be getting a check at this point. I mean, my God. How long you gonna be number 2? 4. or whatever. But I like Marlo, y'all. She gives good fashion and good tea, and she's funny and all that. But you know, everybody's readable, even me. Lies, but you know, whatever. So they're talking about that, and Nene was just like, no, child, about domestic violence. Marlo was just like, oh, it was like a mess. And then they decided to get into Portia. Well, Marlo brung Portia up. She was just like, you know what, Nene, I really want you and Portia to settle the score, bury the hatchet. You know what y'all got going on at that deep, and we was able to come together and be cool. You and Cynthia was able to come together and be cool, and I think the same can happen for Portia. Nene, you know, she's just rolling her eyes in one ear and out the other. I don't really know why Nene's so hurt over what Portia did. But speaking of R&B divas, this kind of reminds me of that situation when all the girls, Lamo, Leela, Stacey, Francis, when all of them was coming down on Shantae Moore, we just couldn't figure out what the heck was going on. Chrisette Michele, oh, God bless Chrisette Michele. My God, the world has really gave it to that woman. But it's like, I don't get it. I don't get what's the big. I mean, I get it. I understand what she's saying. I'll get a little bit more into that later. Why I get what she's saying or why she's upset, but it's not that deep. They just using Portia for a storyline. Every single one of them is attached to Portia. They using her for a storyline, and Portia ain't got nobody. I feel bad for her. This much, okay. So, they're talking, and Marlo was just like, child, do what you gonna do. So Marlo, she hits up Portia, and she was just like, hey, Portia. Portia was getting her hair and makeup done or whatever. Marlo was just like, look, I want to set up a little meeting with you, me, Cynthia, and Nene. Because, you know, I want to talk about the whole thing and then try to get you and Nene back on speaking terms and back in a good place. Portia was just like, okay, I guess. But she said in her confessional, she was just like, you know what, I'm open to talk to Nene. But since, you know, and I guess it's cool that Cynthia and Marlo care enough. But, you know, I want them to bring up their issues they had with Nene. And then I can bring up my issues I have with Nene. And Nene can confess and say whatever. And then maybe we can come together. I don't know why Portia thought that Cynthia, of all people, was going to rehash her old beef with Nene, you know, and then her and Nene get into it again, and you know how she lives to be friends with Nene. And so I don't know why Portia expected for them to bring up their issues with Nene. They'll talk about it with you, but they're not going to talk about it in front of Nene because Nene is going to get defensive instantly. And, you know, people just act like they just don't want to come for Nene. They just don't want to battle Nene, and I don't get it. Child, every moose can get shot down with a gun. Okay, with a rifle. Every moose falls. Okay, everybody. So anyway, so Kandi goes over to Sheree's house. They was twinning. They both had their ponytails on. And they look cute though. And so they're talking about everything. Sheree told Kandi that she finally talked to her kids about the whole domestic violence thing. Kandi was just like, oh my God, how did that go? And Sheree was just like, it was nerve-wracking, but it was necessary to have. And so Kandi was just like, yeah, word, I feel you, kick off your shoes. And Sheree had told Kandi also about Kenya's PSA that they're working together. Kandi was just like, well, has she sent you any documents? And Sheree was just like, no, child, Kenya Moore ain't sent me nothing. And you know, I just don't know what's going on, but you know, we gonna try it out. Kandi also decided to reveal to Sheree that Nene had been talking about her, in which Kandi was involved in the conversation as well, but she didn't tell what she did. You know, that's how people are. They'll tell your stuff, they'll tell your tea, but they ain't gonna tell their own. So anyway, Kandi was just like, yeah, Nene was talking about you and your felon man, you know, talking about his mugshot and stuff. And Sheree said in her confessional, she was just like, Nene, you and is his name Reggie? Talking about, yeah, you and Reggie, y'all both got mug shots. So what's the problem? I was like, Father God. I was like, Lord. And Nene even said on Watch What Happens Live, she went in on Sheree about that comment. She was like, look, yeah, I got a mug shot, but your man got arrested. Your man got a mug shot. Your son got a mug shot. Your whole family got a mug shot. Your greasy grandma got a mug shot. I was like, ooh, all these bad pictures being taken around the world. I need to stop. So, you know, that was funny. Let's see. What else is going on? So the OLGs, we get to the OLGs. I plan on taking a trip one day, just specifically, I mean, you know, to go to Atlanta, obviously, but to visit the OLG restaurant. I really want to do that with my friends. Y'all, we should really plan a trip to the OLG's restaurant. We really should. That would be dope, for sure. Okay, so anyway, you know, the OLGs, you know, the business is booming, they're making money, yada to yada. So all the OLGs, meaning Aunt Bertha, Aunt Nora, and Mama Joyce, they all come in. They said, Kandi Todd, baby, can we talk to y'all? So they all sat down and had a conversation. Mama Joyce started the conversation. She was just like, Kandi, I want to talk to you. We want to talk to you about the business and how it's being ran. And Kandi was just like, what, Mama? Like, okay, what y'all want to talk about? And Mama was just like, I just feel, you know, it's just the hostess, it's the greeting, what's going on there. It's just the greeting and the hostess of everything that's going on. Bertha said, Lord, baby, we gonna be here all day. I hollered. I was like, yes, Lord. Mama Joyce spit it out. But basically, they just had issues with the greeting, like the way the inside of the restaurant looked, like the front half, like when you first walk in the door, how that looked. They had issues with that. They basically felt like it wasn't like professional looking. And Aunt Nora and Aunt Bertha, they both worked at restaurants, so I guess they wanted to be more upscale. You know, we're seated or reservations and yada yada. Well, you know, the greeters dressed up. You know, the hostess, everybody's dressed up, and you know, to seat you and all that stuff. So, Kandi, she was just like, yeah, well, you know, in my family, the mamas and the aunts and the uncles and the daddies and all that, they're all, especially if they're elders, they're all very much so the heads of the family, and everybody listens to what they say. And I can kind of relate to that because my family's kind of like that too. In a sense, it doesn't matter how old you are, even if you're an adult, you know, you still have to listen to the elders and, you know, look up to the elders, whatever. I mean, you don't have to, but, you know, show respect is what I mean. So it's just like, okay. So let's see. So we get to Marlo house, child. We get to see Marlo's little house. Ooh, child. Almost knocked my whole damn doll, and I did it again. I'm just trying to scratch my ear, Lord. That's all I do. You gonna let me do that thing? Okay, stayed on that time. So we get to Marlo's house. We get to see Money Marlo, Big Money Marlo, how she living, how all them Johns, you know, be paying her rent every month, child. But you know, according to Nene, Marlo works in the fashion industry and she has an actual job at doing something, but you know, won't nobody name it because, I mean, we know what it is. Allegedly. Allegedly. Everything I always say in my videos is allegedly. Y'all ain't finna come after me with no law mess because I ain't got no money for you. Hell. Trying to pay the Dominican Republic off, child. And that mortgage, that rent. Hell, the Dominican Republic trip I'm planning with my friends. Child, that thing. It's just, I bet Sheree at the Chateau. Sheree and Moore Manor, I bet both of their rents combined is the price of this trip. Father God, I ain't never been so sad to see money go. But anyway, That's on a whole another topic, darling. So anyway, they get to Marlo's house. Marlo's having this whole little meeting. She has a cute spread out. And you know, she's having this meeting trying to get Nene and Portia back on speaking terms. Nene and Portia get there. Cynthia arrived first, of course. And so they all sit down and talk, and Portia was just like, Nene, I just really don't know what's your issue. I don't know your true issue. I just wish you would tell me. Nene was just like, Portia, you know what it is. Meanwhile, Nene in her confessionals, she's telling all the tea as to why her and Portia really fell out, because she felt like she was really there for Portia when Portia dragged Kenya off the couch, in which Nene was one of the first people to see if Portia was okay. She was down there talking to Portia, saying you need to calm down, you know, with her marriage, her relationships. Nene felt like she was a big sister to Portia, and then when Portia got back up on her high horse, she dipped and ran off. This is what I was talking about earlier in my review, when I said I do understand where Nene's coming from, because I've had experiences like that where you help people, and then when they get back up on their feet, you don't hear nothing from them no more. It's a wrap. So I do understand what Nene's saying, but I just don't see the point in holding all this like animosity and like anger towards a person. Just forget them, screw them, go on about your life. You know, you big money, me Nene. You know, you'll be fine, child. And if they make it, because they make that. If you got the coin, they make it in your size, okay? You got the coin, so why you care? Your money go longer than Portia's, according to you. Allegedly, once again. So, and nothing really got solved, and you know, Nene was just talking crap in her confessionals, and all the stuff she was saying in her confessional, she should have told Portia directly to her face. Portia was just like, I just want to know the issue. Nene was just like, I don't know nothing. You know everything. Rolling her eyes, acting uninterested. And Marlo said, I never invite you heifers over my house again. Kandi and Todd, they're interviewing people for the restaurant. They basically just want like I guess just like a business. Y'all see, I flip my invisible hair. I've been doing this since 5th grade, child. I don't know, it's just always been there. So when I actually get length, I'm ignorant. Completely ignorant. Just act a fool. So anyway, Kandi and Todd, they're having interviews. They want a business manager, somebody, or just somebody just basically to look over the restaurant when they're gone, when they're out of town, whatever. So of course Don Juan is there. You know, he ain't going nowhere. I would like to meet Don Juan in real life. They say that he's really a nice person in actual real life, but it's just on the show. It's just like, oh, child. You just be thinking thoughts. And you're just like, Father God, if you don't. But you know, who knows? You know, the way they edit things, you only see a small minutes and portions of people's personality. So, you know, whatever. So anyway, they're talking, and they end up talking to this guy. Don Juan ended up liking him, and Don Juan was just like, once the guy left, Kandi was just like, well, he put on a good show. It seems like he's all right, you know, but you just never know. And it's just a chance that y'all just gonna have to take. You know, y'all can't be at the restaurant every single day. You got your kinfolks working there. I think Kandi said in this episode she had her cousin working. Kayla came by and worked. Who else? Kayla's sister, Riley's sister came by and worked, which is Blocks, Riley's Riley's father's biological father, other daughter. So yeah, she came by. She said Riley's sister. I was waiting on Kandi to say Riley worked at the OLG game, but she ain't there. So you got Kayla working, but you ain't gonna have your baby girl Riley working. She too good to work there. Kandi, or it's just you ain't gonna make her do nothing. Riley, you gonna take the little baby to the zoo? I don't like the zoo. Riley, is you gonna you wanna come to the store with me? You need something at the store? Well, never mind. I'll just get it myself. Okay, Riley, what you want to eat? I don't eat food anymore. You know, child. Please. No hate to Riley, child. I'm just saying. We love them. We love everybody. Y'all know I love Escape. Y'all know I went to the Escape concert at the Spectrum Center December 2nd in Charlotte, North Carolina. My very first show, a concert I've ever went to. It was awesome. Just I knew all the songs. I love going to concerts with people that I love and grew up on, that I know. You know, I don't think there's not too many people of today that I really care about music wise, that I would want to go to their concert. Like, I don't know. But anytime the OLGs, the OGs in the game, the legends, the icons do something, I'm there, child. Mariah, I'm coming to you, sis. As long as you stay in Vegas, I can get some coins up, you know, get a couple of hundreds up and get me an old nasty plane ticket. And I'm coming to Vegas, child. We coming to see you, Mariah. I'm coming, darling. Caesar's Palace. Oh, how I wish you only knew. I was off, but whatever, child. It's late. So let's see. So, you know, they had the conversation, and what kind of stuck out to me was Kandi was just like, Don Juan brought up a good point. He was just like, look, Kandi, what you gonna do if your mama and your aunties coming here raising sand, giving the new guy hell about stuff? What you gonna do then? Kandi was just like, well, that's just something he's just gonna have to deal with. Why people got to deal with your crazy kinfolks, Kandi? If they just come there to work, I know it's their restaurant, the OLGs, but it ain't like they there every day and cooking and, you know, like, and sugar to the pudding and stuff. Like, child, like, you know, but you know, Kandi ain't gonna check nobody, child. She ain't gonna check. She's not gonna check her own people. That includes the people that she work with too, not just her family. She's not gonna check them. She want to check everybody else. I mean, people are people, you know. We love the people, but sometimes you got to nail them to the coffin. They trying it. So we get to the PSA finally. Who we got there at the PSA? We actually had Shamia there. Y'all remember Kenya Moore when she kicked Shamia off the boat? I think it was last season or season 8, one of them. And she kicked Shamia off her boat. It's hilarious. So her and Shamia cool. Y'all notice when they ever show Shamia on the show, they show Candy's friend and not Portia's friend anymore. Ain't that shade? My health things have changed. So Shamia, she ended up telling her story about the guy that she was with. Who else rolled through? Portia actually showed up and showed Kenya some support. Portia and Kenya have really gotten close, and I think that's great. You see what a little tang will do? Kenya, they say Kenya's a way more nicer person since she getting some tang, since she getting that good meat. I see she's a much nicer person. She go to church, you know, every Sunday, and she get back to charities and all kinds of things. You know, I wish she. I'm not gonna go there. That would have been really mean. Anyway, so, you know, Portia came by and then she showed some support. Candy's never been in that situation, she said, of domestic violence, but she showed her support. Who else came? Nene actually came. Nene was dealing with a guy. She dealt with domestic violence at one point. Now, who else? Oh, Cynthia's mother. Cynthia's mother shared a beautiful. It wasn't a beautiful story, but it was beautiful to see that woman tell her story of how with her kid's father, her husband. So Cynthia and Mallory's dad, and she said she had 3 kids. I guess they have a brother or something. I don't know. I ain't never seen them, but Cynthia's mom came by and shared her story of how, you know, mean he was. He was very controlling and jealous, and she picked up a knife one time. She was going to cut him smooth, cut him to the white meat, cut him ear to ear. But, you know, she didn't end up cutting him. And, you know, Cynthia, she started crying. And, of course, that got me a little emotional. Because I'm just like, wow, like, I can only imagine, like, going through that and seeing your mama or your, you know, somebody you love, you know, another family member that is going through something like that, or that have went through something like that. But, you know, it was a beautiful moment, and it was nice. But everybody waiting for Sheree. Where the hell Sheree at? Child, Sheree on the road. Somebody ended up hitting her in the back not in the good way, but hitting her in the back in a car. And she was on her way there, and she ended up getting hurt. And she said she has a bulging disc or whatever in her back, and my mama got that too. And she was saying that in a broken rotary cup, it's a lot, child, in the King household. But anyway, just pray, darling, just pray. So what shocked me though, I mean, Sheree's a very strong woman, and I can appreciate that. But the fact that she went to the PSA instead of going to the hospital after getting hit in the bike by a car. Who does? Child, they controlling these women. They don't even care if they break their neck, child. Is you okay to come on set? It don't make no sense. I'm like, what? Bravo ain't paying for Sheree to go to the hospital. Y'all know she ain't got no money. She's trying to get that rent money up for Chateau Sheree. Child, she pooched on and she in pain and was crying. I just felt so bad for her. I was like, oh my gosh, I would have went to the hospital. Forget Kenya little PSA, child. She wanted to make you the intern anyway. So anyway, Sheree ended up coming. She said a few words. She was in pain, but she didn't look like it, which is the most important thing, I guess. And you know, they did a thing, and they all hugged and had a conversation. It was funny because when Nene walked in, she walked right past everybody. She had like she didn't want to speak. Nene got funny ways. I can definitely tell that with her. She got some funny ways about her sometimes. But hey, maybe it was a bad day. Maybe she was constipated or something. Who knows? But that was pretty much it. Portia actually hugged Kenya. It was a beautiful moment seeing all those beautiful black women come together for a cause. I was gonna say a good cause, but I had to think about it. For a cause and for something that us in the black community kind of shun under the rug. We don't talk about a lot of things in the black community. We let a lot of things go. Oh, they just crazy, and oh, they all right, and you know, well, she sit over there and allow it, and you know, y'all know how we talk. So, you know, anybody who's going through domestic violence, I just pray that you get out of it. I pray that I never go through a domestic violence situation, because I don't know how I'm going to continue to give y'all videos if I'm in jail for taking somebody's head off. I really don't. I just pray. You got one time to hit me a little too hard, and after I get finished whooping your ass, I'm out the door. Okay? Now, I pray. Hopefully. I pray. I'm just sitting here talking. I ain't been in the situation. A lot of people like to sit and talk, you know, and tell, you know, what they would do when but they ain't been in the situation. So it's just like, whatever. But I don't think I would, you know, stick around during that whole thing. And I wouldn't give anybody a reason to hit me. Like, I'm so sweet. I'm so nice. Okay. Well, this video's over. But I just wanted to give a shout out to some of my friends. Juan Pook to Pook Jeter. Pook to Pook Productions is what I call them. My girl, Sunset LaFlair, aka Faith Peters. Yes. Make sure you guys check out her blog, Sunset Noir. I believe it's .com. Sunset is Sunset, and Noir is NOIR.com, I believe. Make sure you check her out. And my girl Desiree, Desi Love. We love you, darling. Desiree, iconic. Love her. So yeah, just wanted to give a shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for watching my videos and everything. They told me today when we were out to eat, they be watching my videos and stuff, which I kind of knew, or whatever, but I didn't know that they was like watching. So yeah, shouts out to y'all. Shouts out to everybody, darling. We love you much. I love you guys, my subscribers. Y'all is just like my friends as well, and you know, I just wish I could just reach out and touch you. I just wish I could reach out and touch you. Hugs all around, darling. I am Mr. Chalaki. Mr. Chalaki on Google Plus. Follow me at ItsKingsWorld Instagram and Twitter. At ItsKingsWorld89 on Snapchat. Chase King on Facebook and all that good stuff. All my social media modes will always be in the bottom bar below. I got dizzy. It's too much hugging. I hate to cut that out. And I'll see y'all next week. Stay tuned, Mr. Chalaki. I'm here with y'all. I'm posting videos when I can, and just stay tuned, subscribe, like, comment, all the good stuff. I am out, darling. I done talked up a storm. I gotta refill my cup.